what's up you guys? Century Productions, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Marvel Legends Puck Series Wolverine figure. So here we got Wolverine. From what I understand, this figure only came out to comic retailers or online, so you couldn't find it in any stores or anything like that, which is probably why the Emma Frost is so hard to get a hold of. It only came in a series of like 4 figures, which is one of the smaller series that they've done in the last couple years. And you got the Puck Build-A-Figure if you got all 3 of those. I have all of them except for the Emma Frost, unfortunately, and of course the Rogue never came out, which kind of sucks, but this Wolverine is really awesome. I really do like this Wolverine. Does have a few problems, but I'm just actually happy to get another Wolverine in the blue and yellow suit. It's been so long since we've seen one of these. I think the last time was the Red Hulk series, and that figure just skyrocketed in price, which is just crazy. So real quick, if you guys didn't know already, it's pretty obvious though. This figure is actually just a remold or a repaint of the X-Force Wolverine. They're actually exactly the same. The claws are a different color, you can kind of tell, but other than that, they're exactly the same. It doesn't look like there's any hair painted on this Wolverine. You can see on the arms right there on the X-Force version that he's got some hair, but not on this Wolverine. Apparently he's shaved, you know, took a couple baths. He's a cleaner Wolverine now. He's not all rugged like the X-Force Wolverine, so that's really good. And real quick, just for reference, I'm going to stack him down there. I'm going to bring in Bucky Cap because I want you guys to see how tall he really is compared to a 6-inch figure, as long as Bucky stands up straight. And you can see he's almost the same height. He is a little bit shorter, which he should be. He's around 5'3" in the comics, so it's pretty comic accurate. He could be a little bit shorter, but you know, Hugh Jackman is like, what, 9 feet tall in those movies, so. Alright, so let's check out this figure. So like I said, there's a couple problems. There's some paint splashing all over the place. That's really the only problem. Honestly, I think this is one of the best Wolverine figures. I think the X-Force Wolverine is the best Wolverine figure out there. And then after this guy came out, I think this is probably my favorite one. I wouldn't say this is the best one, just based on the paint, how it's painted. There's like some, looks like there's some green mixed in with the yellow on the front of his mask right there. His eyes aren't painted in correctly. There's lots of paint leaking onto other paint. You see some black leaking on the yellow, some yellow leaking onto the black. Where the skin tone meets the black part of the mask, it's not painted correctly. There's a lot of quality control issues on this guy, which is just unfortunate because this would have been the perfect Wolverine if it had been painted perfectly, of course. But we all know that's not the case with a lot of figures nowadays. I don't know what's going on overseas, China or wherever they make all these figures, but they need to buckle down and get their paint right, alright? Because it's really pissing me off. But as far as this figure goes, like I said, the articulation, the sculpt, everything's the same. The only thing new you're getting on it is the new color. Or it's not the new color, but getting this yellow and blue. But, you know, I gotta give them credit where credit's due. The yellow is a really nice yellow. Doesn't seem like there's any shading or anything. It's just a plain yellow. Same with the blue. But, I mean, it just looks really good contrast. Of course, I've always really liked this Wolverine suit, so I really do like the colors on here. You can see the belt's painted like this gold color. You can really tell the difference between that yellow and the gold. Looks really good. It's painted really nice. I do like the added touch of the belt. You can see there is some problems with this skin tone, though. I feel like every time you move the guy, the skin tone kind of like scrapes off a little bit. You can see some blue right there. They should have been able to paint this a little bit better. You can see inside the peg holes are still blue, even though that's the skin tone on the outside. So, but I do like how his like little gauntlets are. I do like how his little gauntlets are painted. They're really nice. I do like how these claws are. They're kind of like a plain gray, and they seem like they're stuck in there pretty good. So you don't really got to worry about them falling out or anything like the X-Force one did. Like the X-Force one was, gotta worry about those claws falling out, but this one seems like a pretty stable, pretty fluent figure. Other than the paint, like I said, I do like how these legs are painted and everything. I like how it's sculpted. I like the little buckles on there. They could have maybe went over with some silver over these little buckles right here. I thought that would have been pretty cool, but unfortunately they didn't. There is a peg hole on the bottom. Doesn't seem like there's too much tread on there, but as far as articulation goes, the head moves up and down. We've got 2 pieces right there. You can see it allows the arm to extend a little bit further, as well as the ball joint. Piece right there, 2 pieces at the elbow. 1 at the wrist. Doesn't come with interchangeable hands. You don't need interchangeable hands. It's Wolverine. He needs his claws out. End of story. But his hand moves up and down and 360 degrees. We go into the torso. We've been seeing these torso joints over the last couple of years, and they're really starting to take over. I really do like them. You do get a really nice range of motion. The only problem with them, if anything, is when you move them, they tend to just go right back into place. But if you mess around with them a little bit, you manipulate them a little bit, you can get them in certain poses, and you can make your figure look freaking sick, alright? You can make them look awesome. But yeah, we go down into the legs. This is, like I said, Hasbro's starting to steer away from the ball joints, and they're starting to go into these little puppies right here, which I do like. It allows the legs to extend, do the full splits, because, you know, Wolverine was a cheerleader in his past life, so he's got to, you know, be able to do the splits and everything. Got a piece of articulation halfway through the thigh right there, 2 points at the knee. We go into the foot, and there's 1 right there separating the boot from the pants, which I think is always a necessity as far as articulation goes. It's an easy way to hide it, so we should go for it. Let me go down into the foot. It goes front and back. Pivot, of course. So yeah, that's pretty much this Wolverine figure. I think if you got a chance to get a hold of it, you should be pleased with it. I'm pretty pleased with it, minus the paint issues, of course, but overall, I just really like this Wolverine suit. I really dig this figure. Like I said, I think this is one of the better Wolverine figures out there, as far as sculpt-wise and articulation-wise. So I would say go out there and get him before he starts becoming crazy expensive. So yeah, this is Century Productions. I will catch you guys later. Peace.